Video is for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research.
While everyone was distracted talking about Bad Bunny's halftime show, I'm trying to understand why nobody's talking about this Ring camera ad during the Super Bowl.
That's their family. But every year, 10 million go missing. And the way we look for them hasn't changed in years. Until now. One post of a dog's photo in the Ring app starts outdoor cameras looking for a match. Search party from Ring uses AI to help families find lost dogs. This Watch, more than a dog a day, has been reunited with their family. Be a hero in your neighborhood with Search Party. Available to everyone for free right now. Join the neighborhood at ring.com.
They basically told the entire country they use doorbell cameras plus AI to monitor and track what they see. If they use it to track dogs, they will absolutely use it to track people. That Ring commercial used dogs as a Trojan horse for an expanded police and surveillance state. And the scariest part is people will fall for it. Many already have.
Wow. They can do that with dogs, they can do it with humans, right? That is surveillance. With AI and surveillance, like, this is crazy. I mean, it's good in a way that, obviously, if someone's actually committed a crime, I mean, I'm not going to go out and commit crime at any time soon, so I don't think I'm going to have anything to worry about in the world that we live in right now. But it's what they then start enforcing, what you can and can't do. You know what I mean? Then what they tell you in the future, you can and can't do. For instance, whether you want to leave a certain district, or if you want to go on holiday but you're not allowed. Like, it's a lot of control, and in the wrong hands, it can be used very, very negatively towards a big portion of the population.
Or are people starting to look more and more different every time that we see them? Take a look at this.
Well, you're the one that made me afraid to be myself and be silly with girls. I thought he asked me out, but he wanted to hang out as friends, so I thought it was a date.
She asked me.
No, you said come hang.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't know it was a date.
Well, I thought it was. I was very nervous.
Yeah, I was not nervous. I had no idea. I honestly got nervous once she was like, well, I thought this was a date. And I was like, this is a date? That's so cute.
I love what I do. I love my job, and I'm very blessed to be able to do everything that I get to do. Yeah, all I know. And it does get a little weird sometimes, because at the end of the day, I am 20. I need to go be 20, live my life. And, you know, everybody watching you is kind of weird, but...
You know what the number one...
That last video was her back when she was normal, right? Or, yeah, I'm pretty sure. And then she, obviously, a lot of change. This is the thing, isn't it? Like, a lot of people have changed. This is a lot of stuff coming out in these files, but these files, people must have known about these files, for instance, when we didn't know about them. So they would have been acted upon, right? So everybody who is all looking different have probably already been taken care of. Maybe. If this isn't one big psyop on its own. Like, I'm a very confused person, peeps. Don't come for advice from me. I'm just giving you opinions as I think. But one thing I do know is the world ain't right.
That saw this all in Hollywood is to act like it didn't happen. Why do you think Gary Owen can't cross over and he already white and been in comedy for 25 years? If what I say ain't the case. They rock with who they rock with and they don't with who they don't. But let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't. Wow. All of these shortcut takers, they've canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out, but he offered to suck my penis in front of all my people at my agency. In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to L.A. and in his first year in L.A., he had his own sitcom on network television? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definitions of these words.
I don't know. I have no idea, peeps. But he's got a point. Like, he has become massive out of nowhere, and been doing some weird stuff too. I do find him quite funny, and I do like some of his films, which is, yeah. Summer of 2016, Switzerland. Oh yeah.
She joins us now watching the ceremony. I was just saying there, Imogen, this very enjoyable spectacle with dancers, and I presume some people that have taken part in the project as well, shows just how immensely proud the Swiss are of this tunnel for so many reasons.
That's the other thing I don't get is all these sacrifices that they want as well. What creator would want sacrifices? It's narcissistic, isn't it? People with power that then want the little people to sacrifice stuff. This is the shows that the people that are running CERN are putting on. And you got to wonder why.
And so we're going to talk about something where we're looking at. Okay, so go ahead, Doc. Just start playing.
Yes, they are zombies.
This is like an army of zombies. And these represent the workers that were in the tunnel.
Yes, the workers in the tunnel. And as you mentioned previously, before we started airing this, the 9 miners who died. They
Have you ever heard of the story?
I think CERN's got a big reason of why we keep flipping in and out of different dimensions and weird stuff going on. I do. There's some weird stuff. Some weird stuff going on with these things.
Epic of Gilgamesh. The story was written 2000 BC. The story talks about how he was 2/3 God and 1/3 man. And the claim was that he was 17 feet tall.
Oh, man.
And he was this brutal king, like just being like a tyrant. The story goes that he was buried under the Euphrates River.
That's drying up.
Well, here's the thing. In 2003, a archaeologist by the name of Jörg Fassbinder who was in the Mesopotamia area and doing like the whole LiDAR thing. What he said is, I have found the tomb of Gilgamesh.
Oh my gosh.
But it's underground, right? So they have to like dig it up.
Mm-hmm.
And so they start the process of digging it up. Guess what happened 1 month later? The U.S. invades Iraq.
Oh my gosh.
No way.
Yes.
Oh, man.
This is where it gets crazy.
Yeah.
All the archaeological sites were then stopped in Iraq. So stop digging. You're out of here. But the locals around this encampment reported that the U.S. military were digging at night, taking things out of the ground and putting them onto trucks and driving them off.
Who's jealous?
We are Dr. Evil.
Is anyone else questioning why they're letting us see all of this?
Yeah, they're taking everything, aren't they? The secret elite group that rule the world, run the world. They keep nicking up all the tech.
Like, we were called crazy for pointing this stuff out 10 years ago, and it just feels like something much bigger is at play here. Because just think about this. They decide what goes out to the public. They decide what we see. And so many people don't have the stomach to accept what's actually going on, so then they fall right back into the illusion. While at the same time, they're pushing so much of this dark material out to the public because of the conditioning it does to your mind. They want to normalize this even further because while everyone is talking about these files, there is something much, much bigger, much worse that they probably don't want us to know about. And just maybe it's something that will affect the entire world.
What is it though? Some crazy stuff going on. Organic food. Oh, what is this? So if you get out of that dome, it's when you start eating organic food. Look, that was a dome. That's all the stuff you do in the dome.
If Germany was no danger in 19...
Oh man, I gotta go and I want to go and see that again. I'm gonna have to do it off. I need to look into that. That looks very interesting. But basically, at the bottom there was a dome, all the dodgy stuff, and then outside the dome, then it was like organic food, blah blah blah, blah, and then there was another. So is this talking levels of dimensions? But yeah, listen to this guy.
14. And the war was only the deliberate consequence of people who needed global fear, global disruption, global chaos to get what they wanted, which was control and vast wealth. Remember how we were told the war in Ukraine came out of a clear blue sky? That Vladimir Putin sent his military across the border and into a peaceful, democratic country for no reason other than that he planned to recreate the Soviet Empire of old. Remember? And remember how we weren't told anything about the history of Ukraine, about that part of the world. We weren't told. We certainly weren't reminded about how the US, the United States, fomented a coup in Ukraine in 2014. A coup that led to a bloody civil war. It lasted for another 8 years after 2014. And remember how we were told that the Nordstream pipeline was sabotaged by Russia, which seemed odd at the time, when you thought that all Russia had to do was turn off the taps at their end, rather than destroy billions of pounds worth of Russia's own infrastructure. And remember how, just like in 1914, Germany, poor old Germany, was undermined and ruined economically by matters out with our control. And then I think over and over and over about the hoax that is the climate crisis, so-called climate crisis. There's something else that we can't see, but that we're told around the clock threatens us with destruction on a scale greater than that likely to be inflicted by any war. You know, we can't see CO2, carbon dioxide, that gas that's to be our doom, but we're told to fear it just the same. Just like a virus. Can't see it, but it'll kill you.
So a video is just posted from the Epstein files.
A lot of interesting sentences that he says. What you were told and what is actually truth could well be two different things. But you can't really confirm it or deny it, but you question it, you know? Questions about the history and also the present day.
A large system of underground tunnels. Uh-huh. Man, tunnels, huh? So this reminds me, whenever they found the tunnels in New York, were there children's clothes found in the tunnels?
Steven Spielberg just broke his silence on the Disclosure Day trailer, and
there's a lot going on underground, peeps, that we don't know about for sure. For sure.
Mate, I can tell you now, he knows a lot more about what's going on than we probably know about.
I've always been fascinated with things that cannot be explained.
What is it?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you. So I'm going to show you. And I've made a lot of movies about things that cannot be explained, from sharks to saucers.
Do you think there could be others?
When I was just a little kid, I remember developing a real curiosity about the sky at night and what's happening up there. People have a right to know the truth. And also not the possibility, but the
Anybody going to watch?
No, I can't help but think that something is on the horizon. Major change. I can't really put my finger on what it is, from the Epstein files to the global instability, all of the stuff that's getting revealed on the UFO topic right now, whistleblowers. There is something brewing, right? Catastrophic disclosure? Maybe. Just be careful.
Okay, guys, breaking news.
Project DD. Go back to.
Trump has just carried out what the White House are describing as the largest deregulation in U.S. history. He has just revoked a scientific ruling that greenhouse gases are a danger to public health. And why that's so incredibly significant is that that ruling is actually the foundation that underpins all federal actions when limiting planet warming gases. And that includes motor vehicles, power plants, the oil and gas sector, methane from landfills, and even aircraft. The BBC report that environmental groups are saying that this move is by far the most significant rollback on climate change to date, and they will be challenging it in court. However, the White House are claiming that this ruling was one of the greatest scams in history that massively drove up the prices for the American consumers. And they said by overturning this regulation, it will save more than $1 trillion. They didn't give a time frame on that. And it will help to cut the price of energy, transport, and for automakers, it will reduce the price per vehicle of about $2,400. There you go.
So now.
Wow. I mean, that is gonna ruffle feathers for sure. Very brave move. Could be a good thing. Or it might not. I don't understand it enough. I don't think well, global warming is as bad as it was. I mean, even Bill Gates himself has come out and said that it's not what it was they were making out it to be. And yeah, it probably is just the way you look at the world is probably to do with money, right? Wouldn't surprise you. I mean, they tax you left, right, and center on everything. Have a look at yourself. Sit back and see how bad it is now. If you really think about where we are in the world, how they have got us royally shizzled with the amount of money we have to give away, it is bonkers. I mean, you have to pay sugar tax because you're having something with sugar. Well, why not just make less things with sugar or reduce the price of the stuff that don't have sugar? Like, they just tax. Any reason, I'm going to tax it. Oh yeah, you can't have this, they tax. It's just money. Yeah.
There's an underground city beneath Los Angeles that's been there for God knows how long called Subtropolis. I'm sorry, what? I've never even heard of something like that. But I just saw a video.
Okay, I think one of them was AI, but genuinely there is a massive underground city, like huge.
Oh, my mind is completely blown. Especially because I've been obsessing over the fires lately, and all the random information I've been getting from people who live there, from the news, from TikTok, from everywhere. A lot of things about these fires just don't add up in my head. And I'm sure a lot of you feel the same way. I've heard some theories, some are way out there, but somehow they make sense. Others are closer to reality, and those make sense too. So you're telling me there's an underground city, and if you've seen the video, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, go find it. It was called Subtropolis. Yeah, but the whole thing felt like Raiders of the Lost Ark 5, like you're about to uncover some deep, dark government secrets. Seriously. Go find the video.
I've had a vision, which...
Did that say Fallout on the side of it?
Well, I'm not really sure what to do with it because it didn't make me religious.
Fallout is a box set, by the way, if you don't know what I was on about. And if you haven't watched it, go and watch it. It's really good. And it's about being underground.
All that's communicated to me, everything that brought me thus far, is the same signal that showed me that, as clear as day, it showed me very clearly that, yeah, gods are absolutely real. And there's like an enormous hierarchy of them, including the biblical God. But I think the way more important thing for our own well-being is to consider what are we in the picture.
And you get deja vu that is so powerful that you think every human being around me set this up. I am being set up by every single person at this party or at this bar, this restaurant, whatever. Everyone is involved. There's no way that all of this could be exactly like this without someone setting me up. It's terrifying deja vu. Wow. And then it hits and it's like a roller coaster feeling in your stomach, and then you're just gone. You have no motor control. You can't scream for help. You can't move your body. And during this period, the way it was for me anyway, I would have about 3 years worth of memories of a life that was not mine in this 60-second seizure. So it was in my head, it was the equivalent of me being inside that seizure for like 3 years and living some weird life that is not mine.
That sounds bonkers.
Epstein Files tells you so much. So as you can see, this is a photo that Jeffrey Epstein sent to himself. Now, we don't know exactly the context of this photo, but there are some interesting characters present. Obviously, we can see right here, there's Elon Musk. And as you can see up top, this email was sent in 2015. You can also see right here, there is Mark Zuckerberg. But later on in the files, we are given a glimpse at what I believe is the list of those who attended this dinner. It included Desiree Dudley, Ed Boyden, Elon Musk, Jeffrey Epstein, Joy Ito, Mark Zuckerberg, Michelle Yee, Naved Farouk, Peter Thiel, Priscilla Chan, and Reid Hoffman. So this is almost like the Avengers of super evil, super villain tech bro. You've got Peter Thiel, the guy who claims that the Antichrist is coming, and he loves to talk all the time about the Antichrist. You've got Reid Hoffman, who literally prays for society's downfall almost every day and believes we'd be better off under a king or some sort of a techno monarchy. And then we've got individuals like Mark Zuckerberg and also Elon Musk, who is an extremely problematic individual who has tried in the last week or so to completely distance himself from Epstein. But it's looking now like Elon was a lot closer to Epstein than he claims he was. So it's interesting. Here are some of the most powerful individuals on planet Earth, people that are literally kings of technology, some of the wealthiest individuals on the planet, and they're meeting in some sort of secret back room to discuss what? I don't know what they were discussing. And this isn't the first time that this happened, actually. In 2010, it's documented that there was another billionaire's dinner, and Epstein was invited to it. According to recent reporting from SF Gate, I'm going to read this to you, quote, in the summer of 2010, Jeffrey Epstein and some of the most powerful tech executives in the world were invited to gather in the rolling hills of Napa as part of an exclusive retreat that discussed proteomics, a niche scientific field adjacent to the study of genetics. The event, which was scheduled to take place in St. Helena, was called Edge Master Break and hosted by John Brockman, a prominent science writer who established an esoteric nonprofit called Edge.org. Danny Hills, an entrepreneur, was scheduled to appear that year along with author Stuart Brand. The invitees included Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Sergey Brin, and several other high-profile guests. It's not clear if Epstein attended that event, but he did send himself this photo in 2015. And yeah, there's so much evidence that this dinner with Epstein and all of these power brokers happened. I mean, he was clearly friends with all of them. So the next time Elon Musk says he didn't know Epstein that well, or Mark Zuckerberg tries to deflect, just know deep in your heart of hearts that they are lying.
Well, that looks a bit like one of them it's a secret camera, right? From the chest, like taking a picture of something. Like, what if he was just an undercover? And that was the real meeting there of trying to basically put together an agenda. And he was actually undercover reporting on it all. I don't know. You don't really know, do you? You just don't know. Could be anything. I like to let my mind wander, though. You know what I mean?
Epstein Files, the secret religion of the elites, especially him, is atheism. However, a very specific type of nuanced atheism. It's something that me and a few friends have been talking about on the internet, especially on TikTok over the last few years, called Sebadian Frankism. At one point, I was actually recruited into an inner circle of a small Sebadian Frankist cult. This is how I learned about Sebadian Frankism, was by identifying it and seeing that that's what they were actually doing, trying to rope me into their little cult. The Kabbalist that runs this little cult is still an active user on TikTok teaching Kabbalah, and he has convinced himself and others that he is the Jewish Messiah. However, Jacob Frank, in a gist, essentially created the law of inversion. Well, he didn't create it, but he really exemplified it. Where on the surface level, it's basically saying you have to sin in order to ascend. But essentially, his whole philosophy on it, to put it into perspective, was as deep as you were willing to go inside of the abyss, which is essentially in secret, which is the sod level, basically like completely private from the rest of the world, then it would equally portray you as someone on the opposite side to the public world. For example, for the longest time, Epstein was a very secretive person doing the most horrendous things. However, by committing these acts, essentially slingshotted him into the public view and made him extremely powerful and influential. Another thing to put into perspective, you have these like hot topic occultists that's willing to do, you know, like demon summoning and like do some spells and rituals or whatever, and then they become like a TikTok content creator, neither of which is really that bad, and it's not that rewarding either. In comparison to these Moloch worshipping elites that essentially are like, okay, like I'm willing to do the most grimiest, dirtiest things in order to become a billionaire and have a good reputation for the world. Most of them are atheists and they go based on science, and then they believe that this is a real science that they live by. I could literally talk about this for hours, so just follow me and let me know if you are interested in learning more about how to identify this type of philosophy. I love you all. Christ is King. Have a blessed day.
Not too sure on that one. That's a new one for me, Pete.
There's a group of people that need to hear this. If you consider yourself a conspiracy theorist, truth seeker, or anything in between, I'm gonna need you to lock in. Now is not the time to get tired. They have been calling us crazy for years. And sure, we've slowly gotten our flowers over the years, but the flood comes, and now you want to lay down? What about the people that have been screaming this shit for decades that nobody wanted to listen? I know it's been a long road. I'm tired too, but now's not the time. There is a very large part of the population that just became aware of the bullshit, and they need you. I need you. I can't do this alone. And normally this isn't the case, but when it comes to the kids, guilty until proven innocent. And until then, we keep the pressure on. No mercy. We're bringing everything to light. So, couple deep breaths, go get grounded and touch some grass if you need to. But then, let's go. We're writing this script. Love you. Stay safe.
I'm the only celebrity at the time in 1993
Got a point. Wiggle.
to come out and say, absolutely not. Absolutely not. He never touched me. He never touched anybody. As far as I know,
there's 4 FBI agents waiting for me in the hotel room. And my mom's there and she's like, tell them what happened. And I'm like, what do you mean tell them what happened? And I sit down with them and they all get asked these super sexually exploiting, you know, questions, backsided questions. And I knew that at my age already. And I looked at all 4 of them and I said, are y'all crazy? I said, what you think I'm going to do? Tell you that Michael did something bad so that we can sue him for money? That's what I told him. I was like, you're crazy. And I looked over at my mom and I was like, are you serious, Mom? I was like, what is going on here? Why are you letting this happen? And she goes, well, I think something happened. You know, I think something. I'm like, really? That man did nothing but be hospitable, kind, loving, giving, everything you could think of. We rode 4-wheelers for 5 hours, me, him, and Chris Tucker. Like, I knew Michael better than all of them.
I believe
even Macaulay, if it was Macaulay right now,
I'm not buying it.
Even if it was Macaulay Culkin sitting right here, he would tell you the same thing I did with the same assertiveness.
Yeah.
What happened at the house? That's what all these things.
You know, that's what's so weird. You know,
What did it?
nothing. You know, I mean, nothing really. I mean, we played video games. It pisses me off that people think about Michael like that. Because
I do.
Well, you're wrong.
No, we're wrong.
Howard. My opinion is, if he didn't do anything to me, I don't think he would have done anything to anyone else.
Peace right now.
I've told the police. In fact, if anybody wants to go back to 1993 when I was interviewed by the Santa Barbara Police Department, I sat there and I gave them the names. They're on record. They have all of this information, but they were scanning Michael Jackson. All they cared about was trying to find something on Michael Jackson.
You said, by the way, did not abuse you.
Well, Michael was innocent, and that was what the interview was about with the police in 1993. I told them he is not that guy, and they said, well, maybe you just don't understand your friend. And I said, no, I know the difference between pedophiles and somebody who's not a pedophile because I've been molested. Here's the names. Go investigate.
Hi guys, thanks for watching my video. I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan and I will be posting a lot about him. So if you like this kind of content, please give me a follow and check out my page.
Oh, there we go. Seems one-sided on that video. What do you think? Anybody, any MJ fans out there? I like his music for sure. Not sure if anything happened or not, but yeah.
She sold all my shit, my clothes, everything. Left England now, just with my bag. And that's it. I mean, people will tell me not to go, especially if with no income, but I couldn't stand it. It's too much hate, too much restrictions. I want freedom. This is not freedom. We're living a life where all our wages are literally going to your rent, to food. So you're basically getting food and a home. Isn't that what slavery is? They were working away for just a shelter and some food, and we're literally doing the same thing. We have no disposable income. It's, what kind of life is that? We're living as slaves. I can't stand that. Packed my bags, sold everything, and left. But I don't know if I'm just the only one who feels this way, but I just can't stand it. I just can't, like, sit down and sleep knowing this is how my life's going to look like. Pack my bag. Just got one bag on me, yeah? This is the bag I brought at the airport, and my little bubble here, and that's it. My passport, got some clothes, and yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm relying on the money I have from selling everything, and wish me luck. Although if you want to see real freedom, if you want to see an example of how to do it, or how to just go off the map and do something crazy, so yeah.
No.
Yeah. Do it. Fair play. Fair play. I'm out of there.
So
Speaking of pizza, wait, can I bust you on pizza?
Oh, no.
You did, this was a promotion, and you were giving out pizza on the street, and you were putting, like, an insane amount of Parmesan. Like, are you one of those people that goes to a pizzeria and they're like, oh no, she's here again?
Yes, let's take some Italian boys around to try New York City pizza.
I will say, I think you'd send to some weird pizzerias if you were at the place where they're putting pasta on the pizza.
It's like cacio pepe flavor.
I see. Okay, that I retract.
It was delicious. I like, American Italian pizza.
Yeah,
it's not like the thin pizza oven.
No, New York pizzeria pizza. I have no complaints.
Yeah,
I think it's the best in the world.
The best. He's on 118th is my favorite. We didn't go there though.
All right, it's very nice of you to have your friends here and not take them to your favorite place.
I know, they were like, it's too far. Like it was the fifth place. They're like, okay, we're good to go. We're gonna go home now. It's like, let's go to the next one. I was like bar crawling pizza, and they're like, we need to take her home and sober her up from pizza.
All right.
So yeah, they cut me off.
All right. Well, fair enough. It's so lovely.
Guys, really? Like, hello? You really think these people are still walking around out there? All these politicians, actresses, everybody. So you think they're out there and justice has not been served? You think the military's out there saving these children, what these military guys are going through and what they've been going through for years now, trying to save them? And you think that they're going to save the children, but not lock these people up in the spa in Cuba? And justice is not going to be served. Do you really, really think that? Come on now. It's a military sting. You know this. Some of you know this. It's an operation going on. Yeah, these people have been dealt with. They're long gone. We're looking at doubles. We're looking at masks. We're looking at clones. These people are gone. They're gone. You can tell by looking at them, these are not the originals. It's so easy to see. 95% of Hollywood, you can tell, is they're not the originals. Same with politicians. They're all gone. They've been dealt with, and rightfully so. The torture that they've put children through, and babies, and women, they're gone. And like I said, rightfully so. They're gone. So don't worry about them being taken care of. There's a handful of military sitting right at the top controlling all of this. They're the ones that are really in charge. And they've dealt with them. Believe me, These people are not walking around. They're long gone. And I don't mean they're sitting over there. I mean, they're gone. So don't worry.
Okay. Let me know in the comments section what you think of that, peeps, if you're still here. It's, yeah. Yeah. It is for entertainment purpose only, though, peeps. Please do your own research.
I have another headbanger for you. Check this out.
Execution. It sounds like you were there at the military tribunal. Were you there? No. Okay, what's your source of information that Hillary was executed as you described here on video to your followers?
First and foremost, a journalist can't disclose his sources by law, so I'm not going to burn a source. I believe your client is actually invoked that privilege as well, if I'm not mistaken. I'm an investigative journalist, and I am protected by the First Amendment to not reveal my source, number one. Number two, this exact story is widely reported across many different outlets across the world.
Where did you get it from?
I just told you.
From who? Can you name a source? Any source?
I'm not going to name my source. It's absolutely not. Said it will put me out of business.
It was widely reported with
many different media outlets. Some of them. No, I can't. I don't have the list here in my head. I didn't know you were going to ask me, but you're free to research it yourself.
Well, your source for Hillary Clinton's execution, first of all, did that person ask for confidentiality?
Objection. They don't have to ask for confidentiality to be a source of a journalist. It's not how it works.
Okay.
And yes, they did.
Okay. Did you have just one source for this information or multiple sources?
I don't know if I had one source for this particular piece of information. I have multiple sources that give me information that are very close to the actual events that I talk about occurring.
Okay. Can you tell me who authorized the execution of Hillary Clinton?
Donald Trump. I'm sorry. The military tribunal authorized the execution.
But Donald Trump was there.
Donald Trump was president of the United States, ordered the arrest via the military, and then presided over the execution.
Did the Secretary of Defense approve the execution?
I have no idea.
Yeah, where did the execution take place?
Guantanamo.
And we've seen Hillary since the end of 2018, haven't we, on television, or is that a body double?
You see what you think is Hillary on television, but that's not Hillary.
Okay. It's your belief that's a body double?
It is a body double.
Okay. How do you know that?
Because Hillary was executed on December 31st of 2018.
Okay. But you weren't the first-hand witness to the execution, is that correct?
Correct. Asked and answered.
What other high-level public officials were executed by military tribunals?
Joe Biden.
He was, I think you broadcast that he was executed for crimes against humanity in 2019.
Yes.
And the Joe Biden that was elected president in November of 2020 is really a body double. You broadcast that, right?
Yes. A body double and or cloning technology is amazing today. Most people don't know about it, but it could also be a clone, but I don't think so because it looks nothing like the actual Joe Biden anyway.
All right, so Mark Esper, he was the Secretary of Defense. Does he know about these executions?
Mark Esper turned out to be a cabal deep state plant, and Mark Esper is a traitor, in my opinion.
Comment in the comment section. Follow for more. Peace.
Well, that was bonkers.